So, you've probably seen pictures of those giant geometric patterns out in farm fields, right? Crop circles. And let's be honest, most of them, totally fake. But what if I told you there are patterns that are even weirder, more beautiful, and 100% real, hidden in a place we can barely even get to? All right, let's dive in. We're going deep underwater to uncover some truly bizarre designs and the wild stories behind them.
I mean, think about it. It is a vast, dark, and almost completely unexplored world down there. But every now and then, when we manage to send our cameras deep enough, we find these things that, well, they just don't make sense at first. These intricate patterns that leave us scratching our heads and asking one huge question. Who or what is the artist?
And this is what's so cool about it. You see, on land, a lot of these mysteries turn out to be clever hoaxes. Just people trying to get some attention. But the patterns on the seabed? That's a different story. We know for a fact humans aren't down there making them, so they represent genuine, honest-to-goodness mysteries left behind by the creatures of the deep.
So, you might be wondering, why do these patterns even stick around? Well, it's pretty simple. The deeper you go, the slower and calmer the water gets. It's not like the shallows where sand is constantly shifting. The deep sea floor is this incredibly still canvas, and that means any little footprint or mark can stay perfectly preserved for a long, long time, giving us this rare little window into the secret lives of whatever lives down there.
Okay, so our first case file takes us way up north to the freezing cold waters between Greenland and Svalbard. Deep-sea survey teams were down there doing their thing when they stumbled onto something that just did not belong. A whole collection of these beautiful, almost perfect geometric shapes carved right into the seabed.
And we're not talking about just a few. They found 106 of them, all of these strange octagonal structures. Some were grouped together, others were off on their own, but they all pointed to some kind of deliberate, repeating action.
And that was the big puzzle, right? What kind of animal goes around making octagons? And for what? Was it some kind of hunting technique? A nest? The precision was just baffling. It basically sent researchers on a deep-sea detective hunt to figure it out.
And the culprit? You're not gonna believe it. It was this guy, the Dumbo octopus. Yes, it's actually named that because of those adorable ear-like fins. This cute, kind of jelly-like creature was our geometric artist. But, okay, that only solved the who. The why was still a complete mystery.
Turns out, the answer is in its really unique hunting style. It's got this super fancy scientific name, pelagic benthic feeding. But all that means is that the Dumbo octopus lives and swims around in the open water, but it dives down to the seafloor to grab a bite to eat.
So here's how it leaves its mark. First, it drifts down and spreads its webbed tentacles out flat against the ground. Then, bam! It envelops a whole patch of the seafloor, trapping anything edible underneath. It gives those little Dumbo fins a flap to secure the meal, and then it just retreats back up into the water. And what's left behind? A perfect octagonal trace. It's not art, it's the footprint from its dinner.
All right, let's leave the dinner table and head to our next case, which goes from hunting to something, well, a little more romantic. Off the coast of Japan, divers found these unbelievable mandala-like circles on the seafloor. This wasn't about food. Nope. This was all about finding a soulmate.
And here is the part that will absolutely blow your mind, the scale. The artist who makes this is tiny, maybe the size of your hand. But its creation is colossal, this delicate, sculpted maze that's bigger than a double bed. It is just a monumental effort for such a little creature. So meet our little artist, the male pufferfish. For over a week, this guy works non-stop, 24/7. He flaps his fins to carve these incredibly intricate ridges and valleys in the sand, and he even collects tiny little shells to decorate the grooves of his masterpiece. And this kind of behavior isn't just a pufferfish thing. It's an amazing parallel to what bowerbirds do on land. They build these elaborate little huts and decorate them with flowers and berries and shiny things. It's all about putting on a huge, spectacular show to attract a female and prove you're the absolute best partner around. The division of labor here is just fascinating. The male does all the hard work, right? The building, the decorating, all of it. The female eventually shows up, inspects his creation, and if and only if she's impressed, she lays her eggs in the center and then just leaves. It's all on the male to guard those eggs until they hatch. Talk about a romantic gesture that comes with a whole lot of responsibility. Okay, for our last case, we're actually going to come back up to the surface, because as it turns out, not all underwater patterns are made by animals. Sometimes the truth is a little less exotic, but honestly, no less surprising.
Back in 2013, a drone photographer captured these images of a bizarre stone maze under the shallow water of Kootenay Lake in British Columbia. The photo hit the internet, and theories just exploded. Was it an ancient petroglyph? Maybe an alien landing site? My personal favorite. Some people even blamed it on Bigfoot.
You had experts and anthropologists weighing in, and the speculation just got wilder and wilder. But the real story, the actual explanation, was something absolutely no one saw coming.
It was boredom, seriously. That's it. The maze was made by some locals who were just passing the time when the tide was low. Nothing ancient, nothing extraordinary, just people having a bit of fun.
And we see the same kind of thing with these incredible stone towers in the North Caucasus. They look like they should just fall over any second. But the secret isn't glue or magic. It's just a local artist with an unbelievable sense of balance and a whole lot of patience.
So after all this, after exploring octopuses, pufferfish, and even bored humans, what's the big takeaway from all these patterns we find etched into our world?
Well, the motivations are all over the map, but they really boil down to these fundamental drives. For the Dumbo octopus, that pattern is just a byproduct of survival. For the pufferfish, it's this incredible monument to love. And for us, sometimes it's just a mark of our own creativity.
Ultimately, whether it's a perfect octagon in the deep Arctic or a simple little maze in a shallow lake, these aren't just random shapes. Every single one is a footprint, a signature. It's a story of life, of instinct, and of art, left behind for us to find on the canvas of the Earth.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Something like 95% of the ocean floor is still completely unexplored. As we send our technology deeper and deeper into the dark, just imagine what other incredible patterns and what other amazing stories are just sitting down there waiting to be discovered.